Hello, everyone, and welcome to Problem Solve Her, an informative podcast hosted by myself, Chloe, and
Dagmar.
Oh, Dagmar. You're Dagmar. I'm Chloe. Today's incredible guest is Joanna Parides Sims. You can clap for yourself. Yeah, give. Oh, she's giving herself wall claps. I like it. We'll do the big ones. You do the side claps.
Aw.
Joanna is a 3-time Emmy Award-winning producer and powerhouse in television and digital content creation. And she has been in the game a while. I'm going to make us sound like we're older than we are, but Joanna's been in the game for over 2 decades.
I mean, at least.
I mean, she's been around on some really big shows. I'll drop the names for her, and then I'll let her take over. But, you know, some big heavyweights like Tyra Banks, Maury, Rachael Ray, Sherry Shepherd, the list goes on. I'm dropping all the names on the floor. But we're so happy to have Joanna today give her insight and really importantly, because Joanna's amazing at this, to help give inspiration for the younger generation of women trying to get into TV, because it's one of the hardest jobs in the world and really not an easy business to get into. You have to know a lot of people, and Joanna is the who's who in the TV world. And I'm going to let her kind of just take over and give a little bit of her.
I'm so excited for you guys. Can we just talk about this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you love the name?
So, I love the name. The slug is amazing. I feel like it just is going to be so powerful, and I'm really proud of you guys for taking this leap of faith. And I'm really honored that you asked me to join you. And I'm here to share any wisdom, share tons of fails, because there's tons of fails, as we all know.
Love
and
that.
There's amazing triumphs. So I'm ready to chat away.
Awesome.
Are you ready?
Talk show producer.
Oh, okay, so Joanna, remember, we're producing you. You're not producing us.
Okay, you know that's very.
I know that's going to be really hard for you, but I'm just going to start off then with the first question, and then I'll let Dagmar ease into it after you answer.
Okay.
But for me, I like starting with the harder stuff and just going right for it.
Shocking, Chloe Floria.
Right?
Shocking.
That's right.
Bring it to me hard.
Italian Greek sister.
That's right.
So, in 5 words for each, describe like you on your best and worst day. Your 5 bullets for
Only
each.
5 words?
Well, for each one.
Okay.
For a mom,
My best day is when I wake up motivated.
Mm.
When I sleep well, because then that makes me motivated.
Yeah.
My kids are happy. I get to spend some time outside and get some fresh air and be in the sunshine. And when I feel like I'm productive, and when I'm cooking, that's like a great day for me. So
You forgot to mention your handsome husband.
Well,
that's okay.
He's always a great day. I miss him when he's in the next room, and he is right now. He was like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "I didn't do it yet."
Calm down, Josh. We'll keep you posted.
So no, it's just like when my family's happy, when I'm feeling motivated, when I'm feeling productive, when I'm cooking. I forgot wine. These are too many words. But those are the things that make me happy. It's just like when I'm with people, you know, around me that bring me good energy, and definitely when I'm outside in fresh air. As you know, we love the beach, we love the pool.
You love a hot tub any time of the year.
Any time of the year.
She will go out in 10 degrees.
I literally remember that time I just went out and I came home and I was like, I bought a hot tub, it's here. And you were like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm like, what? You're like, we're going in now. I'm like, it's 10 degrees and it's
like 3 hot tubs ago.
Snowstorm. You're like, put on boots and get in the hot tub.
Yeah. And then what, you want the worst day?
Yeah.
Worst day is when I have somewhere to be and the train is late, not running right, delayed. I'm stressed at work. My kids are annoying and I want to punt kick them off the roof. My house is a disaster and I feel like I can't keep my head above water and all I want to do is crawl in my bed and go to sleep. That's
What do you do when you have days like that to get out of the work?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I pour a big fat glass of red wine, or I find a bodega, and I get myself a little shouty. Or, or I take a walk around the block. I try to reset. I laugh with my friends. I will call somebody and bitch, and then I feel better, or my mother. I'm, you know, always Franny on speed dial, but I do try to shake it off. I'm pretty good at actually shaking it off. Mass transit, though. Really.
Explain where you are so people viewers will understand. So
I mean, I'm on Long Island. I love it here. I'm in the North Shore, the Gold Coast, the Best Coast, and for 25 years I commuted into Manhattan. So there were plenty of days where it was like a hurry up and wait game. So planes, trains, and automobiles trying to get into Manhattan. Because, as a TV producer, there's only a few places that really, you can really make money working. Obviously, Manhattan is, the best city in the entire world. It's Big Apple. That's where I've always worked. And, on days where and there was a million of them, it just doesn't set the tone for your day, especially if you're taping a live show. You can't be late. So even if I'm taking an earlier train than I need to be taking, which I did, and there was delays, it would just set it off on the wrong foot. And
when Bobby Flay is waiting for you and he's texting you personally going, where
Where
are
you?
studio?
He's my sweetheart. He would never say that. He'd be like, don't worry, I'm waiting for you outside.
He's your TV boyfriend.
I love him.
I actually, you know what? That's a kind of before Dagmar, you get to the next one, if you don't mind. I think that viewers would like to potentially hear, not your worst, because we're not going to go there, but who's your favorite people that you've worked with in television over the years? Like, who are your top three
that's
people?
so hard. Because I have favorite people that are favorites for different reasons, and it's not like a starstruck thing or anything like that. But
yeah, just like who's amazing to work with, who's
but first
inspirational.
of all, hands down, Rachael Ray. That's my girl. She's loved me and my family since the very beginning. She's the most loyal boss. Maury Povich is the second most loyal boss. That guy is rock solid and just a good person.
Family man.
He's just a good guy. But my house, Dagmar, my house, because of Rachael, looks like FAO Schwartz. I'm like, if you send one more thing here, I'm gonna kill you. Horses and unicorns and ride-ons and yeah. I'm like, how many motorized cars do these kids need? And also art and music instruments, and she's just so kind. Aside from loving and loyal, so I adore her. Like I said, Maury's rock solid. My heart is always going to be Emerald also, because he just reminds me of my dad, and he FaceTimed me from the hospital when my twins were born. He's just the sweetest. So chef wise, Emerald and Bobby. Celebrity wise, people would probably be surprised, but I adore Michael Strahan.
That is actually surprising.
First of all, he's so handsome. He's so and he smells so good. He's just so easy, and he doesn't he's just very easy to produce, and he's a sweetheart, and I'm really good friends with his friend. They were roommates, Dr. Ian Smith, who's on a lot of the talk shows. He's an amazing, amazing author and doctor, and he's best friends with Michael Strahan. That's probably why Michael Strahan trusted me so much, because he knew I was close with Dr. Ian. I love the Fonz. Henry Winkler is a class act. He I barely mentioned I had kids, and he was signing his books for my children,
Aww.
for my twins.
He is an icon in television.
She shakes every single person's hand in studio. Like he's just a doll. He's got a lot of stuff going on right now, actually. I mean, there's so many. Like, I don't know. I can't even like I produce so many celebrities I can't even.
You're forgetting one of your favorites. All right.
All right. No, I do. I love Matthew McConaughey. I only produced him on Zoom though, so that was disappointing. Just because I wasn't with him in person. His book was phenomenal. I couldn't put it down. I'm obsessed with his mother. She's. I love his wife. She's great. She has a lot of great, like if you look at her Instagram and stuff, and she did some stuff on our show too, but like just like tips and tricks, like parenting hacks and tips, like, you know, in the kitchen. But she's just gorgeous and smart and really lovely. You know, it's always the bigger celebrities that actually you don't have any problems with. They're much easier to produce. Their PR teams are stellar, and it just is a lot easier for some reason. Just I guess maybe because they have a better total package overall. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so many. I mean, there were so many athletes and like, you know, Jane Fonda and
I love Jane Fonda.
There was Jane Fonda.
She's very inspirational for all generations.
So good. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. Yeah, I mean,
one of the best songs ever.
She was amazing on our show. I don't know. It's just, you know, I've produced so much different kinds of content that, you know, I kind of don't look at anything, you know, in a personal way. Like each celebrity that comes to the show, they put, you know, they put, you know, their pants on the same way we do every morning, you know, one leg at a time. Everybody has things to do and get things done. And like, I think the reason why a lot of the guests like me, whether they're everyday people, chefs, celebrities, athletes, is just because I'm very clear with what needs to happen, how, if they're comfortable, and knowing when to pivot if they're not. Like, nothing is set in stone. Like, we can change that question. We can flip the script. Like, no big deal. Some newer producers and green producers are afraid to do that. But you won't have as good as a segment if you're not hearing your guest. So,
yeah. Would you say, when I'm listening to you, and I can feel your energy talking about them working with you, it sounds like that they really create positive energy for you to work with them, and that they also enjoy working with you. If you're looking back to as you started working as a producer, what would you, now looking back, say what somebody who would start today could focus on more than less to avoid like pitfalls?
If somebody wants to be in the entertainment industry, whether it is in talk shows, whether it's digital, whether you're a field producer, or you're a movies, film, all that, like, honestly, the only thing that makes you really, really good at your job is having all of the jobs prior to it. So
experience.
You have to, like, be an intern, be somebody's assistant, you know, work for the audience department, work in the travel department, know how to talk to the car companies, move your way up. If you skip several steps, you're not, like, the reason I think, and I think my bosses would say this about me, I think I was a very good producer because I was a problem solver. Get it? But I was. They said, like, I trained a lot of our staff members on several shows. I think the reason I was probably good was because I had all of those jobs. So, like, I knew when to kind of just scrap it, push for it, figure it out. And because I did go through the different levels and steps, I feel like if anybody's handed anything, or if they like start in a weird wonky place, you're just not going to be as good. You have to kind of like, it has to be like from the bootstraps. And I feel like because I did put in my time, it made me a really confident and strong producer that wasn't afraid to speak up when I felt it was right. You also have to kind of remember not to always speak up, because what's your argument, and like, is it that important? So I would always ask myself that, is this so important that I'm like gonna speak up and fight for this, or do I care that much? Will the audience care that much? Will the host care that much? So it's kind of like, if you don't go through those different levels and you don't like put in the work and the energy, you're not going to have the judgment that you need in my line of work, at least.
Yeah, it totally
We're
makes
not
sense.
curing cancer. But listen, if you want to watch something, I'm going to make sure you're going to put it on pause when you see the spectacle I'm producing. So, it is a very creative role, but you have to really be able to lead a team and manage, and also like really listen to other people's ideas, and
That's huge.
huge, because that's why some people hated when we would go in for pitch meetings and we'd have to come in and pitch different content for different stories or celebrities or guests or games or whatever it may be. I loved it more than anything. It never stressed me out. And like some of my team members that were, on the younger end or more green, like when they came out with a good idea, I was like screaming, and I was like, oh my God, what would be awesome is if you came in then, and then you had him on a golf cart with a whistle and a dog and a wolf and a unicorn, and to see their faces light up because you're so enthusiastic about their ideas. It's collaboration. A lot of people get threatened, and like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I'm always rooting. I'm not only just rooting.
Female empowerment all day long.
I am. My sister's a powerhouse. My mom's a powerhouse. My girls at work that I've worked with through the years that I'm still all friends with from my first job, I'm not going to say when, what year it was, like, we're still all tight. And they're like the strongest women I've ever known in my life. Like, I text them all Happy Mother's Day, whether they're a mom, not a mom, have this, have that. Like, I just adore them, because they were all girls. Like, they rooted for each other and for us. And they wanted to see us do well. And they gave positive reinforcement. And they really, like, gave me, like, criticism that I needed when I needed it. And, like, I always corrected it, but I'm so happy that they didn't sugarcoat things. Like, as Chloe can tell you, Dagmar, like, I don't really sugarcoat much. But in this day and age in the workforce, things are said differently than when I was growing up in this field. Now you have to be more careful of the way you say things, your delivery. But I think when you're also like a cheerleader for other people on your team, when there is criticism, it's not a big deal because you're still rooting for them a lot of the time. You want to see people do good.
Without, like what you just shared, had so many key points. and the collaboration, and also showing respect and working together as a team, and also making sure the energy, the positive energy stays, right?
Yes, and like that's why, like, because if you like have a fun atmosphere, even though there's a lot of things that have to get done, I'm very clear. One thing about me, also, other producers also talked about, like, I was really great about like getting out of the office at a decent time because I always knew my priorities and I always knew what had to happen, and I also was very efficient at making them happen. But if you are if you're always rooting for your teammates, your colleagues, your coworkers, your staff, when there is time for criticism, no one takes it so personal because you're cheering for them most of the time.
That's so important, I think, in most industries, but especially in entertainment, because it's such a cutthroat business.
It is.
And people are so willing to step on other people's toes
Yeah.
where they want to be. And maybe that means in the process, they're not rooting for the other person. They're not beginning
And I won't do that.
They'll steal other people's ideas.
Yeah.
But in the long run, where does that get you?
But also, like, giving people credit for an idea. Like, I would say, if my assistant or my AP or anybody, it could be somebody from, if they gave me an idea for a segment, it was happening on the floor, I'm like, this is Richie's idea. Like, I'm blowing them up. Like,
You're on the big megaphone.
I'm on the headset, like, telling the control room, like you want them to feel
That's
good.
important.
Yeah.
But I said that about you because Dagmar said this was a collaboration, but Dagmar came up with the name Problem Solver. I won't take any credit for that. She came up with the idea, and here we are. But we've been talking about wanting to do something together for 2 years.
I love this.
But it's like, that's her idea.
I really like it because, like, just off the jump, like, you guys are like, this is like, you're so different, so you're gonna get such different vibes. And I'm feeling the positivity and the good energy, and I'm not blowing smoke because you know me, but like I like that you're.
You'd be like, I don't like what's going on here. The background doesn't look good. You two are not happening. Please break up.
Like, if you were on TV right now, I'd make you take that painting down behind you because I'd be like, is that licensed? Is that, like, are we cleared to know that?
Well, the orchid is, so don't worry. There's no hot mic in there.
So, do you know what? I'm curious, Joanna. What was the problem you're the proudest of, where you found a solution for, what really challenged you in everything, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, to find a solution for?
Oh, I mean, that's a really simple question for me. I won't get into this too long because I don't want to get emotional, but my career was always like the most important thing in my life aside from my family and my friends. And then I always had really good relationships with men. And then when I met my husband and we wanted to have a family and it was time for me to try to have a family, it was harder than I thought it would be. So I had to go through IVF and I had to, really sacrifice a lot. Not just like, nothing was covered. Like monetarily, like, yes, we took care of it and there were several rounds and it was very expensive. But the reason I have my twins today is because on that last round that I did, I told the doctor, I flipped the script on him. He was like, you should go get more acupuncture, try these vitamins. I was like, I'm not doing any of that. Okay? Like, we've done that. I've heard you, all good. I basically was like, told him 2 specific medications that I won't get into, but like, I made him up those doses, and he didn't want to, he wanted to freeze the embryos, and I said no. And I really just spoke up.
You produced the doctor.
Because I was like, put your notepad away. This is how it's going to go. I felt like this was like my last shot, even though who knows if it really was or not. But like it spent down. I laugh all the time now. Like to Josh, I'm like, oh, are they paid off yet? Like, the kids paid off. But like, it's because I just finally took it into my own hands, and I told him after trial and error, what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. And, you know, the funniest thing is, after they were transferred, and it was successful, the transfer, he looked at me, he said, "You were right." And, like, I could have just gone on and kept doing what he was saying, but I didn't. And so for me, I think that day that I found out that that it was successful it was a more happy day than when they were born for me, because I listened to my heart and I listened to my gut and I went for it, and I didn't take a back seat anymore, and I felt like I had been, and that's like so shitty. It's like there was no reason, there was no rhyme. There was like, I wasn't that old, but I wasn't young. And like, I was like, what? I have to go through this because I cared about having a career. So, and who knows? Maybe we weren't ready, and maybe that's why it didn't work. I have no idea. I'm kissing it up to God. All I know is that the second I got out of the back seat and got into the driver's seat, I got Nico and Anya Sims. So, it makes me cry.
Yeah.
And they're amazing, and they're best friends, and it's so lovely to watch them.
They're each other's like judge, jury, defense counsel.
But it's nice to have that.
I cry every year on Thanksgiving. It's just like they're the only, like, aside from obviously Josh, but like I cry every year on Thanksgiving. My family always laughs when we go around the table and say what we're thankful for. Everyone's like, it's Joanna's turn. Get the tissues out. Pour her some more wine.
She's got the towels.
Yeah, right. Because I just never lose sight. Even on my bad days, and being a mom is tough. Life is tough. I don't lose sight of that, and I'm very humble and thankful. And so is my husband Josh. We really are.
You know,
that I set you up with.
Okay.
You know, as you shared it, I could feel your pain, and it was really, in this moment, was painful for me. And then I felt you were at the point where you said you followed your gut. It was really like a rebirth of what do you really want in your life, and what is it? Like, what's your purpose?
You know, I think I would always be a happy person if I just listened to my inner voice.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that would not stay in an unhappy marriage. I wouldn't. I would flip the script. Chloe knows that about me. I wouldn't. I don't do anything I don't want to do.
That's an understatement.
I mean, I don't. I'm getting really more selective about, like, you know, who is in my life, and are they there for the right reasons? I don't, and Chloe knows this, I don't like mucky. I don't like mess. I don't like the color gray. I am black. I am white. I'm very clear, clear-headed when it comes to my wants and needs, but everybody else is around me in the sense of, I'm not going to waste your time and, like, carry on a friendship or a relationship or a job that's not going to be worthy. Mm-hmm. That makes any sense.
Were you like that since a child?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's a Scorpio like my brother. And Scorpios have very distinct traits. They all have the same ones.
Are your children Scorpios?
I'm sorry?
Are your children
Scorpios? Oh, no,
Scorpios?
God, I would die. No.
Oh, no.
I think they're Virgos. What is September?
Oh, Virgos, they're very balanced.
Yeah, they're
very
Virgos.
balanced, laid back, easygoing. What would you, like, I can feel your strength, but also I feel your love, and I feel the goodness and how you're doing things, what would you share with another woman who did not find her strength yet?
To honestly, the thing with me is like I'm like a glutton for punishment in a sense. Keep knocking me down, because I'm going to keep getting up, and I'm going to get up harder and harder and harder and harder. So be prepared if you want to knock me down, because I'm not going away. And it's so important to not lose, like, just it's important to not lose faith in yourself. Like, it's so important to, it's like a deep down thing for me. It's like it comes so, it's a little scary.
It's in your core. It's the core of who you are. I can say that because I know you so well. You believe in yourself.
It's
big
scary,
time.
though. It's a little
It
scary.
is scary because when you're that confident sometimes, because I know I feel it, because you and I have very similar personalities, where we're like, sometimes we're like, all right, let's take a step back because we're so confident in who we are, and people think that maybe we're being a bitch. It's like, I'm okay with that. Thank you. But we know our boundaries and we know what we will accept. And as women, a lot of women, they won't do that.
You just said it. What we will accept.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for any woman that is doubting themselves, like, they have to look within, and they have to think of, you know, what drives them, what fuels them. I'm someone where it's like, you could knock me down and I could be on the street and like, I'm the one that I hop
off a tree with one.
I hop up like immediately. Like, they don't have to hop up right away. They can take 10 days, 5 days, and feel like shit, and feel like they got battered and bruised and beaten. I'm just someone that pops right up. I mean, there's times where I've taken maybe a day, but like, they can give themselves grace. They can give themselves a minute. But get up.
Yeah. What drives you, Joanna?
My family.
And not just your immediate, your extended, because you are Greek and Italian, you have a really big family.
No, it's my mom and dad at my core. You know, what's funny is that everyone thinks, like, it's partly true that my dad is my favorite.
Everybody knows Bill's your favorite. Fran, I love you if you're watching.
Like, to be honest, he is my favorite because, in the sense of we're so much alike, and we understand each other's language, and we finish each other's sentences. But like, I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for my mom. She's
the real backbone and the strength.
She is the backbone of backbones. Like, my mom is like, if I'm half the mother she is, and aside from just like a woman, she's like someone that is fearless and strong and tough, but loving and smart, and like was very poor growing up, and like was always looking after other people. So smart. I mean, if she had the opportunity to have gone to college, I don't know where she would be. She'd probably have like 10 degrees.
That's beautiful.
She's
an incredible woman.
But I still heart Billy. I don't want anybody to hear this and not think I love my mother. I do. But like, she's the reason I think I am the way that I am.
With a sprinkle of Billy and your siblings, because you and your siblings are
everybody's really hardworking in my family. Like,
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Like, my brother is SWAT. He's ESU for NYPD. He's hardcore. Like, he's like, you turn on like ABC News and he's like scaling something, and like he's out there like fighting crime and the bad guys, and like, you know, ESU is no joke. My sister Andrea is just the epitome
same birthday as my mom and Dagmar's
Oh,
June 7th.
you are too? You're the 7th also?
I have all these June 7th.
Oh my God. My sister is just the epitome of a badass woman. She's in entertainment also. She has her own production company. She is an executive producer. She works on the biggest shows you can possibly imagine, from music to fashion to like everything. And she works her ass off. And it's funny because my sister and I both, like, we bought houses before we even had boyfriends. Like
Wow.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because, my mom was such a force she was big on confidence and, like, always telling us, don't say anywhere you don't want to say. You can do anything you want to do.
That's
be
beautiful.
smart. Be careful.
Independent.
What?
You come from a very independent
independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like everybody in my immediate family, but actually that's not true. It's my extended family also. Aunt Donna, retired NYPD. My Uncle Anthony with his own company. All the Parides cousins. One is more hardworking than the next. They're the handsomest boys you ever saw in your life, too. My dad's whole side of the family. They're all just very hardworking. And I think when you come from a family of immigrants also, like they're just always there for each other. So if any cousin ever needed anything, it could be financial. It could have been just helping do something. It could have been work on a house. It could have been property, whatever. They don't say no.
It's that old school mentality and that culture. We don't have that today.
Really. Like, I could call any one of my cousins right this minute. They'd be like, "Where are you? What do you need? How can I help you?" Like, and that's kind of rare now, but it's true. And like, I also don't have to talk to them all the time, and they hit me up out of nowhere. It's like I talked to them yesterday. They're all very strong men and very strong women. My mom and her sisters, like, they're rock stars. They're just, and listen, we call my mom and her sisters the witches of Eastwick. The three of them, they're like, when they're in the room together, everyone leaves.
Who's Nicole Kidman?
Everyone leaves because their power is so crazy and intense. It's like frightening. Like, Gabrielle's out. My cousin Gab. Like,
Lex is like, see you later.
We're all together. We gotta go. Like, we go sit outside because we're afraid. Their energy is so overpowering, and their looks. Like, they don't even need to speak to us. They just give us that one look, and I'm like, okay, game over. Let's go. So yes, for a very long-winded answer, family.
That's beautiful. So if somebody does not have your family strength, would you recommend to them or suggest to them that to live a balanced, happy life, having a support group or support community?
No, I mean, this is the thing. First of all, I hate that I don't mean to, like, say this in a negative connotation. There is no such thing as a balanced life. Because when you're giving so much to your job, then your family's suffering. When you're giving so much to your family, then your job is suffering. It's, like, very rare that anything is balanced. Like, I just don't think it is. I think finding an inner circle of friends that you can call family,
people you can trust,
is the way to go. Like, to me, it's like it takes a village to raise a family. It takes a village to get things done. And whether you're a parent or you're not a parent, if you don't have a good village, you don't have anything.
You have to water the flowers for them to grow. I know
Buddy, you're in the basement. If you don't have a good village, you're in the basement. Like,
yeah, you're in the basement in the dirt. it's so funny because I know all these things about you, but we don't talk about these specific things that often, right? As a group, because when we're all together with all the girls,
because we get right down to the nitty gritty.
right.
Laugh.
So this side of you, I love seeing this pulled out of you and having Dagmar ask you the questions because you are very strong and you are very tough. Look at your background. You're half Greek and you're half Italian. Say no more. But you're so loving at your core, and you're so loyal, which is weird because the Tauruses are the loyal. Like Scorpios are not known for like major loyalty, right? They're like
we're like sex hungry.
Yeah. They're very horny people. I know because my brother's just like her brother.
I'm okay with
It's
that.
a whole podcast for a whole nother day.
My husband's in love with me.
Sexuality.
Josh is in love with me.
Yeah, of course he is. So, but it's so nice to see you bring out that like femininity of you and talking about your journey because I was there with you of how, you have this incredible family and the twins and the balance with the work. And I've been on those train rides with you many times going to the city. The ladies freezing cold, they're ice because the snow is coming and we're hugged out. We can't take a seat. We're trying to sip a coffee and all the years that you've done it. And I'm just so proud of you and to be able to call you we're family. We know that. When my parents moved to Jamaica full time and left New York, Joanna's parents were like, you can spend every holiday with us.
They were
Thanksgiving,
worried.
Christmas. I'm like, it's the first night of Hanukkah. Can I come over and light some
candles? They're like, sure. How many candles are we lighting? I'm like,
there's 8 nights. But what's this one? Her sister, the same thing. And they took me in for the holidays when I wasn't able to go to Jamaica because of work or weather or whatever.
But that's that's the thing. It's you always. I mean, listen. When we hang out, we want to have fun and we want to. We don't.
No, but we have the deep combos.
We do have deep combos.
This is like different. I love seeing this side of it.
I mean, people don't. I love so hard that when I get hurt, it's really hard for me to recover. It's really hard.
Because you give so much of yourself.
I have a lot of heart. I feel like my daughter Anya is the same way. I feel like Anya is the same way.
100%.
Not that Nico isn't. He's a love muffin, and he's
but she's your daughter to the core.
Poor boy, he smells so good.
Because boys don't really smell good at age, to be honest.
But I think it's hard for me. It's hard for me to recover when I feel betrayed because I do love it hard. Trust me.
That's important.
I know all my faults. I'm a hothead. I need more patience.
Describing me as well. I just let you describe it, and that's me too. Just so you know.
Joanna, awareness is one thing. The other thing is it's your decision, right? And it shapes you. So if it's good for you, great. If it's not good for you, it's your decision. You want to have it different.
Right.
And I think that's the key of feeling fulfilled and living the life you're supposed to live.
Yeah. And listen, I always say to my husband, like, even if I won the lotto, yes, would I go to the south of France? Would I get a pimped out yacht? Would I do all those buco big things? I totally would. However, at the end of the day, you know what would make me happy is like a 3 or 4 bedroom cottage on the beach with 2 yellow labs and him. And my friends.
Simplicity. No, there's something big for simplicity.
Like, I don't think I would ever be the person that, yes, I would travel. Yes, I would spend the money. Yes, I would do, I'm not trying to say I wouldn't do. Would I order the champagne that cost $1,000 with gold flecks? Sure, but the way I would live, it wouldn't be as extravagant as some other people would think.
And I think the key for that is you're fulfilled already. Like your heart and your soul is full.
Right.
And the money, you would just create nice moments.
Exactly.
But at the end, it wouldn't change who you are.
We would just have fun times.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm experiencing. That's the key Um, if you feel good about who you are and you know yourself and you have a purpose, you follow and makes you waking up every day and doing the best you can. And it sounds totally that with everything what you have going on with your family and as a TV producer and with the kids, and that's like you're beautiful inside and outside.
Thank you.
And
That's so
yeah,
sweet.
you have an amazing energy.
I don't have to tell her this stuff because she
Thank
knows
you.
that I know that. So I'm letting someone else do it.
I'm German. I'm saying the
Yeah,
truth.
talk about straight and to the point and being
I know.
German over here. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to be any other way. And like, even my in-laws, who I'm so lucky I have, they are so kind and loving and have always been family. But I think like even my straightforwardness, like they got used to very quickly. You know what I mean? They really did. And they're
I
just,
think they appreciate you for that, though,
I think
especially Doc.
I think they do because I think a lot of wasps just like sweep things under the rug, and like I kind of say what everybody else is thinking. But I try
Say
to,
it out loud. You don't just
I
keep it in
do.
your head.
Although Chloe, I am trying to work on not caring so much anymore about what other people say. I'm just really trying to not give a
Yeah. But
um
also, what comes with that is not reacting so quickly because I do the same thing.
that's right. And
Joanna and I are sisters. When we both react at the
we go
same
on
time,
fire.
we have to take a step back because we're both doing the same exact thing in the same
I'm
exact
really
moment.
trying not to do like it's another thing. Like I know, like Dagmar, I really do know my weaknesses. Like they're glaringly obvious.
No, but it's amazing because a lot of people don't want to do that. They won't dig in. They will not. They're not self-aware,
I'm
and I think it's really important for a lot of
very self-aware.
people to think about to be self-aware and
Um,
leave attention.
yeah, no,
Make
I'm working on that.
Yes.
I've worked on my temper. I mean, there's a bunch of different things I feel like I've made strides with.
But I think becoming a mom that's
I
helped
think
a
it
lot.
softened me. And I
Oh,
think
you don't think? I know it has.
I
I'm
think
here to tell you.
it's also like it's just perspective. Also, like it's
Mm.
going back to saying like, do I really care about this? How important is this? Does this really matter? Like
Mm.
it works in motherhood and having all that, and it works in my career also. So if I ask myself those key questions on either end, across the board, it's kind of something that helps me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes totally sense to approach in this way. You make conscious decision. I mean,
I'm also very what's the word?
what's the English word? Oh my God, you like me. What's the English word?
I,
Don't say it in Italian.
no. I
Ragazzo.
what's like when you don't think about something, you just make it like I'm very quick with.
Well, that's what I was saying before. It's in reactions, right? Being extremely reactive very
Yeah.
quickly
Yeah.
instead of taking a moment
But
to step back.
it's paid off for me more to make those decisions with my gut than if I hem and haw over it because I don't really like that.
Right. But that also comes with giving up some kind of control, which we don't like to do.
We don't.
No. And it's interesting because Dagmar is, she's extremely organized and she's very methodical in the way where she thinks before she reacts, but she's also a little controlling, which I didn't realize until
I
recently.
love it. Do it,
You
Dagmar.
saw that?
That's
Yeah.
good. But like this is the thing.
But it's okay.
But it
And
is
I love it.
because sometimes it's okay for somebody else to drive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I'm with Josh, like my husband, like I really don't want to drive. Like,
But you love driving. It's like one of your favorite things.
no, but like in life, like I like
Right.
like I and when I was working, I really didn't want to drive. Like, I really wanted him to lead us. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm tired. I don't want to drive the ship back and forth. It's good for us to sometimes just ride shotgun, Chloe.
No, but I like what you just said because that carries a lot of weight. That women in general don't always want to drive the ship, right? Whether you, like you said, whether you have children or not. I have kids. I have my son. I have Oliver. Having a puppy is, I'm like, what if I had a baby? I mean, my whole schedule is around when he's going to the bathroom, when he's eating this and that. Dagmar has a few cats, indoor and outdoor. And a lot of her schedules revolve around that. So whether you're a dog mom, a cat mom, human mom.
I haven't gotten a dog yet because I know the responsibility that comes with it. I don't want to wake up again. Like, I finally got my kids situated. There's so much responsibility with what we choose in our lives. And like, I think it's, oh look, Brookie's calling. I think it's just important for us, you know, to sometimes wait on decisions.
That's some really good advice for anyone listening.
Wait on decisions. I mean, I'm the first one to say it. Like, I jumped the gun a lot. But, you know, for me, it's like, the more I really never failed when I continue to listen to my gut. But not everybody hears theirs as loud as I hear mine. Mine screams.
Intuition is such intuition. If you really know yourself and you're comfortable with being in the skin that you're in, and your intuition's telling you something, and you go against it,
it's not good. It's
not going to work.
It's not. Gonna work.
Joanna, how do you know if it's your intuition or whatever, childhood trauma, a trigger, something, perhaps not in your case, but in general, something you would do out of fear or
there's fight or flight, right? Like, I fight. I don't flee.
System. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't tell you because it's so loud to me. Like, I don't know if everybody hears or feels it as loud as I do. And, like, for me, anyone that knows me and knows me well will tell you, like, I feel things very deeply, very clearly, very loudly, and not confused by what I'm hearing. So I don't know.
I say who, I say when.
Yeah.
That's one of her
Get in the car. I don't know. I know how I feel. I think I married my husband because he's so chill and
very grounded
and very sweet and funny. But, like, I think it's because it's our chemistry.
They are so opposite.
Compatible.
When they got together, the whole town was like, no. And I'm like, excuse me, I set them up. We were at Paige's party. She will tell you Shorty knew him, but she didn't really know him because he lived down the street from me, okay? And he was friends with my brother. And when people saw them out, like at parties and the bars after that, they were like, I was getting phone calls like from different states. Joanna and Josh, it's like night and day got together, but it worked.
No, the key is that's what they.
No, it's our chemistry because we complement each other. Because I'm like fire, you know, and I feel things so hard.
He's a good sounding board, also.
He's like the beach. He's just like
he's flowing with the wave. Yeah.
I don't know how.
He's like the Long Island Sound on, like, not a glass day, but like a light breeze. There's just like a little wind going in.
Yeah, with the whaler.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me when he hears this. He's like, "Did you say I was like the beach?"
All right, someone's trying to get lucky tonight. All right, Josh, relax. I hear you in the other room.
He got lucky last night. He'll be fine.
Oh, nice, girl. That's another thing about Joanna and I are both willing to talk about certain topics that maybe people feel uncomfortable with. But I think it's important. This is another thing for women, especially young women. Don't be afraid to speak how you feel when it comes to your sexuality and things around sex, because it's not taboo anymore. This is not the 50s, right? It's 2025. If you're comfortable talking about that in a respectful way, as a woman respecting yourself, there's nothing wrong with saying that. No. So she's saying that she made love to her husband last night. I'm happy for you. I'm giving side to that. Yeah, Dagmar might feel uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable.
I hope that wasn't inappropriate.
Yeah, she said I just listened to you too.
I don't know if I would say we made love, but we...
Okay, well, whatever you did, you had a roll in the hay, and I'm happy for you. After all these years, which is also really nice to be with someone for, many, many years and still feel that, especially after you have kids, because a lot of people say after children, we're not as compatible, our chemistry has changed. So it's so nice that you guys still have that. And I'm so happy that you joined us today and gave us a lot of your insight, because one of the goals of Problem Solve Her is to have strong women that are independent and that will share their voice. We want women to feel heard and be seen.
Right.
And some women, younger women especially, because I keep harping on this, but everything's going on in the world today, people need an outlet, they need a source, they need a mentor, they might need a coach.
Right.
And it's nice when they hear conversations like this with three strong women.
You don't get what you don't go after also. Like, even for example, last night, my husband was downstairs watching some game. I don't know if the Mets won something.
Panthers.
I texted him, want to come and get me. And he sent me a running emoji back. I got what I asked for.
I love that he sent the running emoji of all emojis. That's actually genius.
Like the thing, wait,
I need to get ready. I need 3 minutes. Hold on, don't come up so fast.
My point is, my point overall is like women speak up, have your own voice, and if you don't have a backbone and you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get any results. Like you have to find a place within, and it sounds so corny, and I hate it even as I'm saying it out loud. But not all women are born with with confidence. But you have to find something that you're proud of yourself, and you have to believe that you can achieve what you want. And even if you don't believe it, you need to fake it till you make it. And you need to put yourself out there, and you need to keep trying. And even if you fail, you at least tried. That's what my mother always said to me. Joanna, you could fail 1,000,000 times. It's the third time that you could win. You got to keep trying, you have to keep at it.
Dust yourself off and try again.
Buddy.
And have no shame in doing that.
That's all I got for you guys.
She said that's all I got
what
for
you
you guys.
What you just said, and perhaps just with other words, right? So if a sportler wants to win, they envision their success.
Right.
So what you just said at the end, don't envision your failure and don't see your failure, then you cannot make it. So you have to have in mind what you want to accomplish to get up.
And you have to be okay with failing. Like you're not gonna you're not gonna win every time. It's okay if you don't win.
You can't get first place every single time.
Win if you don't try.
Right. Or if you think about the inventions that were done, right? They had to fail. Sometimes they failed 1,000 times before they found something. If they would have, nobody talks about their failures. They only talk about the invention.
There's 800 proofs they did before they got it right. And it's also not for nothing. It's still like I was saying in the beginning, with having every job leading up to my job that made me a better producer. It's hard work. You have to put in the time and the energy, and if you don't, you're going to have a half-assed project that's not good. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But I don't want anything half-assed.
She's like, half project. I'm like, no, that's what half-assed means. That's our terminology.
Yeah, it's like That's okay if you want it to be shitty. But I
If
don't.
well, then that's the result that you're going to get.
Yeah, but I
I
don't.
think also this younger generation, and I'm not saying this as a whole because I'm not putting down the 20-somethings, they are not hustling how we had to hustle growing up. The internet was barely kind of around. We didn't have on our cell phones internet yet. There wasn't social media. Oh, sorry, we had MySpace. And there was not like throw up an OnlyFans or you can become a TikTok star in 5 seconds. People had to work. They had to go into a job. They had to make money. They had to pay their rent. So I think that the hustle needs to come back. People need to start hustling.
That's the thing. Like if you like, it's like if you don't have the hustle,
Don't knock the hustle.
You're gonna trip.
Trip and lay down and stay laying down.
Put a blanket there and take your pillow because you're not getting up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for your time, Joe.
I love you guys.
On your advice.
I'm so
We love
excited
you.
for this.
We love Joanna now. Isn't she amazing? I
I'm
told
so
you.
excited for this. Really.
So Chloe told me, Joanna, she's a hard one. She's a tough one. I don't think so.
I'm not. Thank you, Dagmar.
Hold on. I said a lot of other amazing things about her, too.
May I finish my sentence?
Yes, you can finish.
Thank you. Because I see all of you. Only because you have all of you, you are where you are today. So
I said you were strong, by the way. I didn't say you were tough.
And I am strong, and I appreciate that. I think Dagmar just saw my vulnerability because I don't put it on display every day.
No, you do not.
No.
But it's a beautiful, strong vulnerability because it takes bravery and it takes knowing yourself that you can be vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm so excited for this.
Love you. And also, where can people find you and what you're doing these days?
Well, we're on a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm still doing, I'm still working on Rachael Ray's, I'm the creator, like you guys, and EP of Rachael Ray's podcast.
Well, we can't afford one of those yet, but we will soon, right, Dagmar?
It's called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead.
We might steal you from Rachael when we're ready. Sorry, Rachael.
Don't let her hear you. She'll come to you. You know, talk about a hot-headed Sicilian. Forget it.
Yeah.
She'll have the wooden spoons going. So wherever you guys, wherever you listen to your podcast, that's season 1's out. Working on season 2, but that'll be in the fall.
Amazing.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining ProblemSolvHer, for giving us your love and your insight and your wisdom.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
Bye.
We need to see if it uploaded. Wait.
Yeah, so then you should just tell the guests to stay on for like 10 seconds.
But it says 99%, so how do we know?
So you'll know when it says 100.
Oh, wait, hold on. See that arrow right there? No, it still says 99.
I think it stays on 99.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says 99% uploaded.
Yeah, let me just stop it and we still stay on.
Okay.
Let's see.